Good morning, children. Today, let us study the third chapter, Rural Life During the British Rule. Today, let us study Rural Life During the British Rule. Agriculture has been the main occupation of the people of India in the ancient times. Agriculture has been the main occupation of the people of India in the ancient times. When the British came to India, most of the Indian villages were self-sufficient. When British came to India, the most village people were the self-sufficient. Most of the things they produced what they needed, they cultivated and produced what they needed. So, the farmers were the owner of their land. What? The farmers were the owner of their land. So, they have self-sufficient land and they owner of the land. The farmers were owner of their land. They paid a certain amount. They paid a certain amount of produce to the king in the form of a land revenue. What is land revenue? Land revenue. Study land revenue. What is land revenue? Land revenue is the people pay certain amount to their produce to the king in the form of a land revenue. Sometimes the king reduced the land revenue because of lack of rain or natural calamities. Sometimes the king what he did, sometimes they reduced the land revenue because of natural calamities. In the company that appointed, when the British came to India, they appointed some agents to collect the land revenue. They collect this. What they did, they appointed some agents to collect the land revenue. Besides, most of the agriculture or revenue policies started by the British were against the farmers. In case, let us study the policies and their impact on Indian farmers. Let us study some rulers how they import the land revenue. Now let us study British agrarian policies. Now British agrarian policies. We understand that land revenue. Land revenue is the paid certain amount of the produce to the king in the form of a land revenue. This is some money they give to the king. Now after when the British came, they changed some rules and regulations to the land revenue because they need more money. So they changed, they suggested, and they appointed some agents to collect the money from landowners. Means the landowners were the farmers were the landowners. So the British came to India, they appointed some agencies to collect the money from the villages. Besides, most of the agricultural revenue policies started by the British were against the farmers. The land revenue, they started some regulations against the farmers. In this chapter, let us study about this. Now, let us study about that the British agrarian policies. What the British agrarian policies? After the Battle of Busan, the English East India Company got the right to collect the revenue of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. After the Battle of Busan, they got right to collect the revenue of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. The company required money to purchase goods in India and export them, to run the administration, to maintain an army, and to form the numerous parts that they fought. What they used money, they purchased goods in India and export. And to run the administration, to maintain an army, and found the numerous bonds that they formed both in India and abroad. All along, the only aim was to make as much as money as possible. They had to collect money as much as possible from farmers. All along, the only aim of company was to make us as much as money as possible. Since land revenue was the main source of income. British communists, the main revenue was the main source of income. Its timely collection was very important for the company. So the money was the very important source of money. They have to find out the money. So they collect the money for the other purpose from the village peoples. When Warren Hastings was the Governor General, the company gave the right to collect the revenue from an area to the highest bidder. But this system failed as this player paid much more than what the land could actually produce. So the company never got the full amount. The bidding amount also varied from one year to another, resulting in instability in income for the company. Later the company brought about some changes. Smoothen the revenue collections mechanism. They find out the money, how to find out the money, so they changed some rules. The company brought about some changes to smoothen the revenue collection mechanism. So they introduced 3 new revenue collection systems. They introduced 3 new revenue collection systems. Later, the British company brought about some changes to smoothen the revenue collection mechanism. Later, the company brought about some changes to smoothen the revenue collection mechanism. They introduced 3 new revenue collection systems. Which are first one is permanent settlement in 1793. This started based on Bengal and Bihar. Who introduced this? Lord Cornwallis. Second one is Mahabali system. Second one is Mahabali system in 1822. Third one is right system. Third one is right system in 1820. Now let us study. What is permanent settlement? The company wanted to have a regular income through the land revenue. So the company fixed the land revenue Bengal and Bihar on a permanent basis. This scheme was introduced in 1793 by Lord Cornwallis and came to know the permanent settlement. This is known permanent settlement. This system made the condition of farmers worse. They had to pay a very high revenue and could be evicted if they failed to do so. The Samandris were not interested in investing money to improve the productivity of the land. So while the production declined, the revenue demands the Samandris went up. To pay the revenue, the peasant was often forced to borrow money from the money lender. Once the peasants were trapped in debt, it was very difficult for them to get it out. Now, let us study the Mahalwari system. The Mahalwari system was introduced in present Western Uttar Pradesh, parts of Madhya Pradesh and Punjab. In these areas, land was commonly owned by a group of villages called Mahals. Mahal means a group of people or group of villages. To task to collecting revenue and paying tribute, company was given to the headman of each Mahal. Also, the revenue demand was not fixed permanently but could be revised periodically. Once more I will read Mahalwari system. Mahalwari system was introduced in the present day Western Uttar Pradesh, parts of the Madhya Pradesh and Punjab. Now let us study right-wise system. Now let us study right-wise system in 1820. Thomas Munro was the man behind the introduction of right-wise system. It was introduced in parts of Madras and Bombay. The company made a revenue settlement directly with the ryot or peasant. Peasant means farmers. The farmer was the owner to the land as long as he paid the land revenue. Also, the revenue was fixed according to the fertility of the soil. What is right-wise system? It was introduced in parts of Madras and Bombay. Under this, the company made a revenue settlement directly the peasant. The farmer was the owner of the land as long as he paid to the land revenue. Also, the revenue was fixed according to the fertility of the soil. So, let us see the revenue system is a land revenue act as a chief source of income of the British. Land was one of the most important source of income for the British. Thus, to control the entire revenue system, strengthening their economic condition in India. Now, let us conclude this lesson and let us see the next class.